Welcome, 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 welcome everyone in. Welcome everyone in. To whom much is given, much required. So you gotta keep it moving, even though you're tired. Go. Oh, one sec. Okay, so like I said, first download. Don't hold back things you have that benefit others just because you deem them valuable in your eyes. Now, what that's saying is like, you ever had a person, or it could be you on either side, a person that you felt like, well, if I help this person, they're going to advance further than me. Or you could be in that position where a person could know that they have what you need to get where you need to go, but not be willing to give it to you. Well, I'm focusing on us. If you are a person and you have things, God given things that God gave you, don't hold them back. If they benefit others and you know that they was given to you to give to others, don't be a person that it sits down on. Like, um, it could be something valuable that you have. And maybe God is telling you to give it to somebody else. I don't really know. But I do know that Spirit wants us to not hold back things that benefit others just because we deem them valuable in our eyes. It's like, I don't want to give them this because it's valuable to me. Well, make sure it's not that you're missing the call of God, because sometimes God is calling us to do just that. Give what we have in benefit of someone else, even if we deem it valuable. Right? So if you know you're being pulled in that direction, don't resist it. Number two, this is for my people who like to play with candles. Now, candles open portals. So before you go burning candles, study the colors and pay attention to your intentions before you light candles. Like if you know you're a person and you angry, don't go lighting candles while you're angry and doing things in regards to candles while your emotions are not right. I'm going to get to that. But candles, study the color of them and what they mean before you just go to lighting them. Like some things that look good aren't so good. So don't just go, particularly if you're a person and you're doing spiritual things, definitely don't be playing with candles around you. And like I say, check your intentions when you do begin to light your candles. Know what they mean, know what you're doing it for. Number three, and this is kind of good. Things get distorted when we take our emotions into spiritual places. And that's real. When you're doing spiritual work, you gotta learn how to balance your emotions out of it. Even when you pray. I mean, it's good to go and pray if you are emotional. That's good. It's kind of a sense of healing that we seek for. But when you're doing spiritual things in general, you want to balance your emotions out of it, because things become distorted. When we drag our emotions into spiritual advents, it distorts. Like things aren't what they appear to be, because emotions, they can blind you. So before you do spiritual things, begin to balance your emotions out. It's something that I had to work on myself. And it's not as easy as one would think. But nevertheless, when we do drag our emotions into spiritual places, we don't get good results oftentimes. It's not a good place for your emotions to be in. Number four, when you are overwhelmed and your hands are full, put everything down except God. Hold God up at all costs. Life is very shaky when we pick God up and set him back down as if he's a cup. So basically it's for a person that maybe you kind of sit God down and then go back when you need him, or go back when you want him. Or maybe when you overwhelmed, you set God down. It's a need to hold God up. Whatever God is to you. When you overwhelmed, put everything else down. But don't put that down. Don't put your faith down. Like your faith is what's going to carry you. You have to have a faith and belief in something so much so that it becomes a substance, right? It's a substance. Faith is actually a substance. It's so big in the metaphysical world. Faith is big. If you have faith, it protects you from a lot, and it connects you to a lot. Faith itself. So when things get heavy and hectic and you overwhelm and you begin to set your cups down, like don't ever set God down. It's particularly in the time that we living in now, it's good to just stay connected. Number 5, pray for strength and protection during your sleep state. Signs of spiritual warfare: waking up with intense, fleeting thoughts, stuffy head memories, and names that return back from the sleep state with you. Now, so I'm kind of pointing out some things that they signify you may be in spiritual warfare. The first one was intense, fleeting memories. Like, you ever have a dream and you wake up and as soon as you move, you done lost half of it. Then you move again and you're struggling to remember. It's a sheer sign of spiritual warfare. A lot of times in our sleep state, it get chaotic. And when we turn back to the 3D and we awaken from our sleep state, there's so many things that went on, and your mind is fighting to remember them as they fleeting away from you. Sheer sign of spiritual warfare. Stuffy head memories. You ever woke up and you feel like it's not necessarily a headache that's throbbing, but if it's like a heaviness on the inside of your head, and you may have memories of events there. It kind of simulates that you've been bouncing around in your sleep state. You've been here, you've been there, you've been there, you've been here, right? Many different realms that we go to when we sleep. So when you come back with stuffy head memories, like you wake up and it's just like a fogginess in your head, and you got vague memories of the places you may have visited in your sleep, it's a sheer sign of spiritual sleep warfare. Warfare in your sleep state. Still spiritual. And the most common thing is names that return with you to your awakened state from your sleep state. You know, like you may be asleep and come out of a dream that you can't quite remember, but you got names. Just names from, names that... It's a sheer sign of spiritual warfare in your sleep state. So in all of these advents, pray for strength and protection. Something that the old heads used to do that we forgot to do is they would make prayers before they went to sleep. We used to make them when we were children. Now I lay me down to sleep, pray my Lord my soul to keep. It's a lot to be said about those prayers even as an adult, because when you go to sleep, you are in multi-realms, you are in multi-dimensions, you are in multi-aspects of your life and your existence in your sleep state. Like I said, you here, you there. And sometimes it's affected. Okay. So, set your intentions. Embrace it as a role of leadership. Expect blockages and delays. Walking underneath the judgment of others is a powerful projection that will begin to push against the decisions you make. Remember, it's not your energy. So this is good. Like, a lot of us, we walk underneath the energy of judgment. People judge us, and it causes blockages and it causes delays, but it's not your own energy. Yeah, it's not easy to cipher it out when you first begin to go through it, because you could feel excited, and then you could feel down all of a sudden, or you could begin to question which direction you're moving in. A lot of it is the energy of judgment, and there's a heavy projection to walk underneath. When people are gathering in places and they're saying stuff like, well, did you hear so-and-so? Or what they doing? Or, I don't know, right? First of all, let that be devil's energy, because that's exactly what that is. That's devil's energy. Anytime people gather and they make assertions about you or assumptions about your life, they already in devil's energy. We live our lives with a connection to God. Your relationship to God is yours and yours alone. So whichever way you're moving in, don't let projection be the thing that moves you. Like, don't listen to what other people saying, and don't let it resonate. And your character so strong, whereas though you in a mode of being bounced around. You make a decision, you can't stick to it. Why? because you're giving over to the projection of others. You questioning, you doubting. God called you in a certain way. Now you're having trouble walking in that direction. Why? Because the projection of others. There's a heavy sort of energy. So we're going to take a little drum roll break. I like to do a lot of drum channeling when I do my messages. Okay. Last but not least, before I get out of y'all hair, when you give up, remember, God doesn't give up, and spirit will never override your will. So when you're in the mode of giving up, and you feel like you want to just turn away from whatever it is that you're doing, just remember that God doesn't give up on you. Even when you decide to give up, God won't give up. So your will is important. Even when you feel like you give up, stay strong in your will, right? Always remember, how you feel is just a moment in time. It's going to come and then it's going to go. It's going to be a fleeting moment. So don't get caught up in a moment and make a decision to give up in your will. Keep your will strong, even when you don't know your way. Keep a strong will and trust and believe that you will find your way. I pray that it resonated. God bless you.